What if you take 30 seconds when you open your eyes to start with gratitude, intentional gratitude of what you're grateful for right now as you wake up? Welcome to the Mind Body Podcast. I'm your host, Maria Angelova, and I'm here to challenge everything you have been told about aging and wellness. This podcast is for those who refuse to accept that growing old means growing unhealthy. Each week, I will bring you dynamic conversations with inspirational guests, sharing practical advice, insights, and motivation to live your life rebelliously as you age with grace and vitality. This is your time to embrace self-care, transformation, and an infectious spirit that says no to the conventional and yes to a vibrant, powerful life. Let's dive in and redefine what it means to live well. Hi, Rebels, and welcome to the Mind Body Podcast, your rebellious podcast with me, your host, Maria, where today we get to talk about building lifestyle habits. Do you catch yourself telling yourself you're going to walk more, go to sleep earlier, eat better, and then you do it for a few days and then you fall off the wagon? Well, if that is the case, first of all, know that you are not alone. And changing habits is something that many struggle with. Changing habits is also one reason why many today are choosing to take the shortcuts. Have surgeries, pop a pill, pop a cream, instead of sustaining a lifestyle that will keep you youthful in mind, body, and spirit. So with all of that, let's dive in. Why is it so hard to create habits? Because of your brain. You have conditioned your brain to go on autopilot, and that autopilot is challenging to break down. Why? Because it is hardwired in you. And your habits, the things that you do day in and day out, actually establish who you are as a person. How many of you can relate to this? You wake up, and from the minute you wake up, your day is absolutely predictable in terms of what you're going to do, how you're going to feel. You go day in and day out experiencing the same thoughts, the same emotions, trying to change your daily lifestyle, and somehow you keep reverting to where you are. Your brain has neurological pathways, and those neurological pathways are so hardwired that when you try to step away, your brain goes, oh, no, that's not how we do it, and it puts you right back. So, what are the little tricks and tips that you can use to change your brain? And you guys, this is super basic, and I have helped hundreds and thousands of people change their habits. How? The two secret words: small and consistency. Consistency is what's absolutely necessary. Why? Because through that consistency, you are going to create the new neurological pathways and new habits. Why is small important? Because if you're somebody who does not do, let's say, any kind of physical movement, and starting tomorrow, you say, or starting the 1st of January, you say, I'm going to do 1 hour workout every single day. And on top of that, maybe you're so out of condition and you don't know what to do. You do the workout and you feel like crap. And you're like, I don't want to do this. So, how about we change that up? How about you start with creating habits of things you enjoy? So instead of you saying, I'm going to go to the gym because I'm a gym rat, but maybe you've never been to the gym. The gym feels uncomfortable. Perhaps you go there and you don't know what to do. Perhaps you feel self-conscious about not knowing what to do, about your body image. I mean, the list just can keep going and going and going. What if you start with, I love walking, or I love biking, or I love dancing, or I love taking a walk with a friend? So then you start there. Now, instead of starting with an hour, how about you commit to 15 minutes? 15 minutes, that's it. And so sometimes people are like, really? I'm like, really? What we want to do is we want to take these 15 minutes, make them consistent, make them something that your body craves. that your body is like, where's my walk? Where's my walk? When I take my walk, I feel better. So now you're not going on a walk because you have to. You have to put a check mark next to the list. You're going on your walk because you want to, because you're like, wow, when you walk, my back doesn't hurt as much. When I walk, my mind clears up. When I walk, my mood is elevated. When I walk, I feel like I have more energy and stamina to do other things. So now, instead of doing something that you have to do, because what happens when you tell your brain you have to do X? Have you ever tried it and gone, starting tomorrow, I'll not put the food that you love. For me, that will be like chocolate. And the only thing my brain can think of is chocolate. Because now I've told it I can't have chocolate. So I'm going to trick my brain and I'm going to say, you know what? Have as much chocolate as frequently as you want to. It's there. Now my brain doesn't feel that pressure of like, I can't have that. And now I have a choice. I make the choice from a different standpoint. It's the same thing with any kind of lifestyle habit. And I'll tell you guys, you can change your lifestyle habits because I have done such a tremendous job of changing mine. I used to go to bed 2, 3, 4 a.m. and get up 6, 7 a.m. I know. I wonder why I was constantly exhausted, had brain fog, and was struggling getting up. So how did I change my habits? I didn't start going to bed from 4 a.m. to 10 p.m. That's quite a stretch. That's like a full length of sleep type of stretch. I started changing it by 10 to 15 minutes increment. So instead of going to bed let's start with 2 a.m., I'll start going to bed by 1:45, and then 1:30, and then 1:15, and then 1, and so forth. So in little increments, you start making the change. Yes, it does take time. However, what has it created? Now I'm at the point where I don't like to go to bed late, and I don't like to sleep in late because I feel like I'm wasting the day, which is what I used to do before. So same thing with exercise. So perhaps your exercise is every time you open the fridge, you do 3 squats or 5 squats. Perhaps you put a little sticky note as a reminder. Another thing is you can start associating the things that you want to do with things that you do every day. So for example, a lot of my clients, when I want them to do some simple exercise or to observe something to spike their awareness, I will tell them, I would like for you to do this exercise before you take a shower or after a shower. Why? Because they take a shower every day. So now you are associating that new activity and that new habit with something that is already an established habit. Perhaps, I don't know, after you brush your teeth, you're going to put your arms onto the counter and you're going to do 5 push-ups. Now, in the beginning, that 5 push-ups might be a struggle. But as you start getting stronger, what is that going to do that for your motivation? You're going to be like, oh, look, my arms are getting stronger. They're not flabby. Oh, wow, my upper back doesn't feel as weak and slouchy as it did before. Oh, wow, my chest is more open. You're going to start seeing these little things. You're going to start feeling the difference. And now instead of 5, you want to do 10. And now perhaps you'll be like, oh, wow, look, I've been just doing 5 squats and 5 push-ups and I feel so much better. I frequently share the story of how I got into meditation. I am a recovering perfectionist, control freak, go on the hamster wheel. And again, I speak from a point of experience that yes, you can change your lifestyle habits. So how did I start with meditation? Because I would lie down to meditate and my mind would just not shut up. And it was almost a stressful experience to think I'm lying down there. I see that with a lot of my type A clients and they're like, I feel like I'm wasting my time. I'm not doing anything. I'm supposed to be doing something. I started my meditation with 1 minute of intentional breathing and sitting. And I would sit in front of the window facing the light. You can lie down, you can sit, you can stand. And I would literally just breathe and focus on what I see outside the window. For 1 minute, I would set my timer for 1 minute. And what I started discovering is that 1 minute at the start of the day would have such a significant implication on how my day goes. So now it wasn't like I have to meditate. It was like, ooh, I want to make sure I squeeze my 1 minute, because that 1 minute is going to set the drum beat for how the rest of my day goes. And you know what? That 1 minute I discovered is one of the best, most worthwhile investments of my time for setting up the tone of my day. I could feel I was more focused. I was more concentrated. I was setting the intention for how I wanted to feel during the day and how I wanted my day to go versus, all right, let's talk truth. You get up. What's the first thing that many people do? What's the first thing that you do? Grab your phone, check your messages, check email. Ouch. Now you're allowing the external world to set the tone for your day. And what if that email that you first read is some kind of fire that you have to tame? Now your day, you've just woken up and your body's going, oh my gosh, sense of panic. That sets the tone for the rest of your day. What if you take 30 seconds when you open your eyes to start with gratitude, intentional gratitude of what you're grateful for right now as you wake up? Hey Rebels, I want to take a quick moment to share something super exciting with you. If you've been feeling stuck, disconnected, or just know there is more to life than what you're experiencing, I have something special for you. I have created a powerful 6-step video series called Unleash Your Potential, an introduction to the Angelova method. As a valued Mind-Body podcast listener, the series is my gift to you. In this series, I will guide you through the core elements of the Angelova method, a unique approach that integrates movement, mindset, and mastery to help you align your body, mind, and life. You will learn practical techniques to improve your alignment, boost your core strength, and connect deeply to your inner self. Whether you're looking to enhance your physical health, gain mental clarity, or simply live more fully, these videos are designed to get you started on the path to your most vibrant self. And the best part, it's completely free. So if you're ready to break through barriers and unleash your full potential, head over to mindbodyexpert.com and get started today. Let's take this journey together, because you, my rebel, deserve nothing less than the extraordinary. And what if you then choose to set up intention for your day? Take a few breaths. This way you get the chance to set up the vibes for your day versus the external world. This is why doing something for yourself first thing in the morning, that when we get up and before we go to bed, this is a crucial time for the state of our brain. If you start rewiring your brain first thing in the morning and last thing before you go to bed, you start creating those habits much faster, because your brain first thing in the morning, again, it's kind of like a clear canvas, and you get to put on that canvas whatever you want to. And at the end of the day, what you're going to take with you in your sleep is, are you going to take chaos and you lie down and you're thinking about the problems that you have, and you're thinking about how stressful your tomorrow will be, and the project that you have, and the fight that you had with your spouse, or something that's going on with your kids? Or are you going to take a breath and choose to find things to be grateful for in your life to wrap the day? Very importantly, we're not going to fake it. We're going to truly feel it, because your body is your emotions. It's your feelings. So we want to start getting used to, wow, we want to start being intentional to how we feel. Wow, when I did my 1 minute of meditation, this is how I felt differently throughout the day. Wow, when I started my day with gratitude instead of panic, this is how differently my day went. This is how much more pleasant I was for my family. This is how much more responsive versus reactive I was in traffic. You start finding these correlations. One thing that I ask 1,000,000 times my clients is, how do you feel? Where do you feel it? How do you feel? Where do you feel it? Sometimes they're like, you don't need to ask me all the time. I'm like, believe me, I do. I'm not asking you to fill up time. I'm asking you to truly get you to think and connect your mind and your body. Because when you get coherence between two, most people nowadays are completely disconnected from themselves. Mind is going one way, body is feeling another way, body is feeling like shit, mind is overwhelmed, chaos, internal chaos. We want to change that. And what happens when we create that coherence, when we create those new habits? What happens? Your experience of life changes. Which is why so frequently people are like, Maria, I don't understand how doing the Angelova method, how doing intentional movement, first of all, what does that mean? And being mindful is going to change my life. Yeah, because they don't teach us that stuff. And again, I will speak from personal experience and working with so many people who are making those changes and creating a new life for themselves. It's much bigger than that. That 15 minutes of walk is so much grander than that 15 minutes of walk. That 1 minute of meditation, that 1 minute of gratitude, that 1 minute of intention, you guys, that is the stuff that will change your life. So, how willing are you? Oh, I don't have time for that. Okay, that's a choice. We have to understand that our choices impact our reality. So, do you have time to go on social media and check social media? Do you have time to catch your favorite show? This does not come from a point of criticism or judgment. It comes from a point of awareness and helping you, asking you questions to be truthful with yourself. How much of your time do you spend being unintentional? And what would happen if you had 5 minutes of intentionality in your day? I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a game changer. Sounds too easy and it's complicated at the same time. And when you do whatever it is that you choose to do, the gratitude, the intention, the movement, the taking a walk, the stepping outside and taking a few deep breaths while the sun is shining, when you do that, like, do it with intent and being grateful for like, wow, I am going to treat my temple, my body, my mind, my spirit with this amazing treat. Versus, I'm going to go through the motion and put a check mark. The next check mark, we have become such a check mark society. It's not serving us well. So what do you say? Another thing that you can do is find an accountability partner. So somebody in your family, a friend, perhaps somebody else who wants to make changes. And you perhaps text each other after you have done your morning gratitude. Or, I have clients who, for accountability, they will message me when they do whatever it is that they're supposed to do. Or I check in with them. And you know what? If this is something that you're really struggling with, hire a coach. That is why we're there for, to help you change your habits. Could you do it by yourself? Absolutely. Does it help to have somebody who has been there, done that, and have little tips and tricks and can hold your hand? Heck yeah. I still work with all sorts of coaches all the time. Why? Am I smart enough to figure it out? Yep. Do I want to speed it up and get faster results? Yep. So I am willing to do that. It's a choice. Neither one is right or wrong. It's whatever is right, the right thing for you, right? But let me tell you, when you make those little choices, those little walks, and perhaps do 15 minutes walk in the morning, 15-minute walk in the evening, next thing you know, your cholesterol numbers are going to start looking better. Next thing you know, your mind will quiet down. You will sleep better. You will be more pleasant to be around. That is going to be the best motivation and stimulation for you to want to keep doing it. And this is what I'm going to encourage it. Yes, it is so much easier to pop a pill, to take an injection, to do something like that. If your body is giving you signs and it's asking you for change, I ask you to considering honoring it by doing those little high vibrational things which will serve you and your health and well-being long term in amazing, gratifying, amplified ways. This is your choice of how you age. the quality of life that you're going to have as you age. So today I ask you, what is the one thing that you commit right here and right now to change your lifestyle habits and feel better? I send you so much love. Ask me any questions that you have. Share this with anybody who can benefit. And let me know, what is the one thing that you're committing to nurture your body, mind, and spirit and elevate your life and take it to the next rebellious level. Sending you love. I will see you next time. Make it a rebellious one. Thank you for joining us on the Mind Body Podcast, where we explore the power of living authentically and rebelliously. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a fellow rebellious soul who would love to hear what we share as much as you do. Stay strong, stay calm, and most importantly, stay rebellious. Until next time, rebellious souls, keep living fully. Your journey is just beginning.